One of the oldest and most peculiar inventions of all time is the boomerang. A boomerang is hardly more than a curved stick, but it puzzled scientists for many years. Nobody could explain why it returns to the person who throws it in the air. The people who made the first boomerang didn't know why it worked. They only knew that it worked. What was the first boomerang used for?
It's a sad fact of history, Miss Winkle, but the world's first mailman was a lazy fellow. He was sick of making his rounds, so he figured out a way to attach the letters to a boomerang. That way he could deliver the mail without leaving his house.
That's right, Polly. The boomerang was invented by the world's first mailman. And you should have seen the muscles that developed in his throwing arm, especially during the holidays when he had all those extra packages. Oh, my.
Give me a break. How could you deliver the mail with a boomerang? My guess is that the boomerang was invented way before the postal system. We better do something about this historical blunder. We don't want the postal workers to get mad at us. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Boo-Booly has found an error. Well, I've got Oswald, the robotic mailman, on my side. He's back in time making sure I score 100 on my quiz. You want Oswald to return? First, find these 4 clues: a slingshot, a bird's nest, a lock and key, and a surfboard.
Who's going to deliver the mail now that Polly's reprogrammed Oswald, the robotic mailman? It's time to return Oswald to sender. Let's find those clues and do like a boomerang. We'll throw ourselves into history, and then we'll come back again. Shh! I'm going to try to sense this area out for clues. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the painting gallery. There's another mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. Sensors on! I'm going to run a sweep of this floor. I'm not getting a reading on this floor. Let's check out another one. Stand back now while I sense the place out. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the observatory. There's also a mission clue in the robot maze. Here we are in the painting gallery. Any sign of Polly?
So are you ready to paint me a picture or what? Okay, Picasso, paint this. The Happy Mummy. The happy-go-lucky mummy walked through the desert. Little did he know that a scorpion hid behind the cactus waiting to sting him.
The gallery's filled. If you want to start a new painting, you'll have to go back to something you've already started and... Yes! What a bing! Okay, you can look at some famous works of art in the virtual collection by clicking on that machine. Or you can click on the painting gallery in the back if you want to get creative.
Okay, Botley and Company. There is a clue in the virtual collection. You just have to figure out where.
Would it be too much to ask you for a little hand, Polly?
Notley, is it true that an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Why don't you go to medical school and become a doctor? And then I'll be sure to eat an apple every day to keep you out of my hair.
An apple a day? She's talking about a still life painting with apples. Come on!
We have to find the right work of art to collect the mission clue. Mrs. Beasley?
Look for the still life with apples.
Now choose...
This is a Dutch still life. 300 years ago, the painters in Holland perfected the art of realistically painting flowers. This still life with apples was painted by Cézanne. Squares, rectangles, and circles. The French painter Cézanne loved shapes, especially circles. He created this still life painting of apples, not because he loved apples, but because he loved round shapes.
Okay, since you're so smart, let's see you solve this. You didn't think I was going to let you off that easily, did you?
There she goes again. You've played this puzzle before, so you should have no trouble this time around.
This puzzle is filled with antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings.
Now grab the Here we go again. Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space. Man your battle stations.
I hope you and your buddy enjoyed the void, because that's where you're headed.
I have no idea what's in store for us this time, but we have no choice. Click on the telescope. So there's Polly's transmission and our hint. I better act fast before it's sucked into the black hole. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big, and it looks like a shower of comets. You got another great! You got another nice shot. All right, you got all the radio packets. Now we can decode Polly's hint. We're back at the alien decoder, just in time to retrieve Polly's message from the black hole. I see what's happening. Hey, you make quick sense out of that messy sentence. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. I see what's happening. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! It seems the sentence is assembled correctly, but there... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is... I couldn't didn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is based... Oh, you made quick sense out of that messy sentence. But wait, there's more to be done. It seems the sentence is assembled correctly. Decoding operation is completed. You broke the code.
Does my huge club terrify you? Do the bright stars in my belt blind you? My feet stand wide apart. I am too strong to knock down. The brave hunter rules the winter sky. Will you try to hunt the hunter?
Great! You unscrambled Polly's hint. Now let's go to the star chart and figure out where she sent our clue. You have an idea which constellation Polly sent the spaceship to? Click on the star chart to figure it out. Click on any... Hey, well, I guess Orion sounds like a good bet to me. It's in the southern hemisphere.
The stars were formed out of a great cloud of gas created at the birth of the universe. Stars live together in groups called galaxies. Our star, the Sun, lives in a galaxy called the Milky Way. Scientists believe there are 100,000 million other galaxies in the universe. Orion the Hunter is the brightest constellation in the winter sky, and in Greek mythology, the most handsome man in the world. He is the easiest to pick out. Look for his uplifted club in one hand, his feet widespread, and his belt around his waist.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here. Touchdown! We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again. Terrific! Polly has nothing over you. Welcome back to the Wheel of Invention. As our current champion, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Just click the on button.
You're clued in to the only game show that can literally throw you back in time. I'm your host, Monty Monitor, and this is Pollywood Squares. Your first clue is a slingshot, and it will tell you what this mission is all about. A slingshot is a forked stick with an elastic strap used for hurling stones. It's a smaller version of an ancient weapon called a sling. Ancient warriors used the sling to launch the world's first missiles. Which of the following ancient weapons is most like a slingshot? Bullseye! The bow and arrow is like a slingshot that shoots pointy sticks. In ancient times, it was used in warfare and for hunting. People now use the bow and arrow to play what sport? Bullseye! Archery is the name of a sport using bows and arrows. Like many games, archery has its origins in combat. Which of the following toys was also once a weapon? Terrific! Boomerangs were invented for hunting animals. Your accurate aim has helped you find what your mission is all about.
Bang, zoom! Polly sent Oswald the mailman robot back to the time when boomerangs were invented. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue's a lock. The lock is the key to finding out where you need to go on your mission. Locks may seem like a modern invention, but people were using locks as far back as 3,400 years ago. Where was the lock invented 3,400 years ago? That's the key. The ancient Egyptians were the first to invent locks and keys. Egypt is located on which continent? Survey says yes! Egypt is in Africa, and Africa is the second largest continent next to Asia. Africa is a continent made up of many countries. Which continent has only one country on it? Aye, mate, you did it! Australia is the only continent that's also a country. It's famous for koala bears, kangaroos, and yes, boomerangs.
Okay, so boomerangs were invented in Australia. That means we're 2 clues away from getting Oswald back.
Your third clue is a bird's nest. The bird's nest will lead you to the people who invented the boomerang. Birds build nests to keep their eggs safe and warm. Which bird builds a big nest since it lays the world's largest egg? Exactly! The African ostrich is the world's largest bird. It makes sense that it would lay the largest egg. The African ostrich is too big to fly. Which other bird can't fly either? No! That's right! Emus are enormous flightless birds, so big in fact that some people ride them like horses. The emu was hunted by the people who inhabited Australia long before the Europeans arrived. What are those people called? Absolutely! The Aborigines invented the boomerang. Some Aborigines maintained their ancient way of life.
So the boomerang was invented in Australia by the Aborigines. Now all we need is a date.
Attention all dudes! Your fourth clue is a surfboard. Ride the wave to when in history your mission will take you. You may think the surfboard is a modern invention, but it's not. An explorer named Captain James Cook sailed to the Pacific Ocean 200 years ago, and boy, was he shocked to find people riding the waves on surfboards. Captain James Cook was a European explorer who sailed to the Pacific Ocean from which country? Jolly good! Captain Cook was an Englishman who made an expedition to Australia 200 years ago. Soon after that, many English people moved to Australia. England didn't send just anybody to Australia. Which English people originally came to Australia? Pardon me. Strange but true. The original English settlers of Australia were convicts who were forced to leave Europe. English convicts came to Australia long after the Aborigines first arrived. When did the Aborigines first get to Australia? Great! 40,000 years ago, the Aborigines arrived in Australia. That was probably the time when they invented the boomerang.
You did it! Aborigines invented the boomerang in Australia 40,000 years ago. That's a long way to go to find Oswald. But as they say in the post office, neither snow nor sleet nor Polly will keep us from our appointed rounds.
Hey, I could get used to this. Click on me to get us started.
Next stop, Australia, to watch the invention of the boomerang. Heads up! No telling how good the Aborigines' aim was back then.
Hey, there's Oswald the robot mailman. What's he gonna do to that Aborigine? I mean, how do you change something as simple as the invention of the boomerang? Whoa! He's gonna try to deliver the mail with it. Hit that recall button before he makes a special delivery.
There you go. The boomerang was invented for hunting, not mailing.
Make sure your seat backs are in their upright locked positions while I take us home. Ah, there's no place like home.
press the back button on the It does my CPU chip good to know that I've helped bring these guys back where they belong.
Nice work, Notley. I guess my own innate intelligence has rubbed off on you. Still, this little nightmare's not over yet. Still more robots to find, more challenges to meet. Good luck. You'll need it.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory.
Money's the most fascinating invention of all time. Before money, people used the barter system. If you wanted a loaf of bread, you had to give the bread maker something you made in exchange. But if he didn't want what you made, well, you didn't get your bread. The world's first money were coins. Why were coins invented?
Oh, coins were necessary, you see, because people wanted to get candy bars out of candy machines, and everyone knows that you need coins for that, and the early machines didn't take bills.
It's true. For thousands of years, vending machines stood around in fields and meadows untouched by human hands. No one knew how to get the candy out of them. Then coins were invented. They were the keys that unlocked those sweet treasure chests.
I think Polly has an abscess in her wisdom tooth. Does she really think that vending machines came before coins? Oh, there's no telling what she's planning this time. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
I'll tell you what I'm planning, Rotley. I've sent Verna, the Vendbot, back in time to the invention of coins. If you ever want to see Verna again, I'd suggest you find these 4 clues: a hammer, a scale, chopsticks, and a cash register.
Verna the Vendbot. She's our mobile vending machine. Of course, here on the mountain, the candy she stores is free. Polly must have programmed her to take coins. We gotta get her back here before snack time. Stand back now while I sense the place out. No doubt about it, there's a clue in the observatory. Cool, I've sensed another clue. In the robot maze. Quiet now. I'm gonna sense out this area. Nope, nothing here. We need to look on another floor. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the kitchen. There's also a mission clue in the painting gallery. I remember the good old days with the professor and all his artist friends. Now just us and Polly.
Time to paint me a picture, Rockley, if you want that mission clue. See if you can figure this out. The flying saucer. The dark gray flying saucer landed in the living room near a rock.
The gallery's filled. Let's see what Polly thinks. Hey, Polly!
Come on now. I want to see a dark gray flying saucer.
We need... Good work! It seems you got the painting right. Grab the clue and put it in the inventory. Then let's move on. Is it too much to ask for people to leave the doors unlocked around here? Well, we can figure out the combination again.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! I'm growing weak with hunger. Looks like the number 1010.
All right, you got 2 locks. Just one more.
Okay. Now,
You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. We're in the kitchen again, and you know what that means. Robot buffet. It looks like Mort is mighty hungry. I guess we don't have a choice. Click on the feeding machine to feed that fussy robot.
That hits the spot.
All right, you've won, and now maybe he'll shut up.
For providing such a fine feast, here's a little tip.
Great. We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again. Oops, that didn't work. Don't worry, he's okay. See if you can figure Great work! The robot reached its destination, and we have our object.
Who's laughing now, Polly?
Great! Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the observatory. I sense that Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space.
I hope you and your buddy enjoyed the void, because that's where you're headed.
I think you know what to do. Click on the telescope and we'll get started. So there's Polly's transmission and our hint. You better act fast before it's sucked into the black hole. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big. It looks like a shallow. Wait a minute. Great. We got another. Wait a minute. Great. We have all the packets. Now we have to decode Polly's message. Here comes Polly's message, fresh from the brink of the black hole. Get ready to use the decoder. It seems a sentence. You make quick sense out of that messy sentence. Not done yet. There's more to figure out. It seems. You make quick sense out of that messy sentence. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. It seems a sentence. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great. It seems a sentence is assembled correctly, but I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great. I see what's happening. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great. See, the sentence is basically okay, but there are... Great! You decoded the entire hint.
Would you like to taste some cold, dark soup? My night sky soup tastes great. Of course, you'll need a spoon. I have a spoon made from 7 stars. Can you find my large spoon? Find the Big Dipper and taste the sky.
Way to go! The hint is unscrambled. Now we just have to go to the star chart and figure out where in the universe she sent our clue. Okay, now it's time to find that spaceship. Click on the machine so we can start our search. Click on any of the constellations and this machine will tell you a little bit about them. Click on the hint button to replay Polly's hint. Click on the constellation again if you think it's the one where Polly sent the mission clue. Well, I guess, how about Ursa Major? It's in the northern hemisphere.
Ursa Major, the Great Bear, is the one constellation everyone knows. That's not because Ursa Major looks like a bear. It's because it has 7 stars that form the Big Dipper.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here.
We made it!
Wow. We made it. We got all the clues. We've got enough invention points. Now let's go into the time machine. Applause! Applause! Hey, you're doing great. Start the wheel a-spinning by clicking the on button.
Okay, kids, it's Hollywood Squares with your host, Monty Monitor. Pull up a chair, answer a few questions, and you'll win the chance to rescue poor Verna Ventbot before she sells all her candy and leaves nothing for anyone else. Your first clue is a hammer. The hammer will tell you what your mission is all about. Pounder, beetle, mallet, and maul. They're all names for a hammer, one of the oldest tools ever invented. Which part of your body has a bone called a hammer? No, that's right. Deep inside your ear, there's a little bone called a hammer. The hammer moves sound from your eardrum to your inner ear. Besides hearing, what else does the ear control? Good! There's liquid deep inside your ear that sends messages to your brain to help you keep your balance. The word balance also refers to an instrument used for comparing the weight of two objects. What can you weigh with a balance? Congratulations! Coins are small enough to weigh with a balance, and coins are what your mission is all about.
Wow, we're going back to the invention of coins. Oh, there's no telling what trouble Verna Ventbot is getting herself into.
A pair of chopsticks is your second clue. The chopsticks will show you where in the world your mission will take you. Imagine eating dinner with 2 sticks. That's what chopsticks are. Skinny bamboo or wooden sticks used for eating food. Chopsticks were invented in which country? Good! In meals eaten with chopsticks, the food comes to the table already cut up. That's why you don't need a knife. Over 1 billion people live in China. On what continent is China? Good thinking! Asia is the largest of all continents. It also has the most people. Did you know that 3 out of every 5 people on Earth live in Asia? Which of the following countries is partly in Asia and partly in Europe? That's right! Turkey is a country in the Middle East. Turkey is where coins were invented.
Hey, we're halfway there. Keep going. You're doing great.
Your third clue is a scale. The scale will tell you who invented coins. This scale is called a balance. All you do is put objects into each pan and compare their weights. This type of scale was once used to weigh coins and other small objects. A symbol is something that stands for an idea. The scale is a symbol of what idea? Way to go! Justice is fairness. If you are just, you'll make fair decisions. The scales of justice symbolize the fairness of the laws. If the law treats everyone equally, the scales will be balanced. Who came to America in search of justice and freedom? Good for you! The Pilgrims came to America in 1620 in search of religious freedom. They wanted to live in a place where they could lead a just life and be treated fairly. The Pilgrims are famous for eating turkey. What people are famous for living in Turkey? You guessed it! The Lydians lived in the region known as Turkey, way before Turkey got that name. The Lydians invented gold and silver coins to make trading easier.
Venbot's hanging with the Lydians. I only hope they're getting along. Come on, just one more clue to go.
Your fourth clue is a cash register. It will show you when coins were invented. The cash register was invented 100 years ago by the owner of a tavern. He wanted to keep a clear record of the money that came into his bar, so that none of the workers would steal it. Cash registers hold money in the form of coins or bills. What do you call fake cash that looks real? There's no fooling you. If you make fake coins or bills, you're a counterfeiter. Real coins are no longer made from which of the following? No. Not bad at all. The world's first coins were made from silver and gold. Today, coins may look silver, but they're nothing but copper and nickel. Silver is a precious metal, first used to make coins around 2,400 years ago. When were coins first made? Very good! The Lydians made coins in 600 BC. Soon, the Egyptians started making coins. Buying and selling was changed forevermore.
All this talk about metals is making me hungry. Let's find Venbot and get some candy. I love a chocolate bar with nuts and bolts.
Hey, I could get used to this. Click on me to get us started.
Next stop, Turkey. The Lydians are about to invent the world's first coins. Think they'll succeed? Let's flip on it. Heads say they do, tails say they don't. Bingo! There's Verna Venbot, the robot vending machine. What's she doing with that Lydian mom and her kid? I get it. The kid wants to use the world's first coin to get some candy out of Venbot. Can't blame him, really. But still, you better hit that recall button. Close. They're gonna use the coins to buy bread. That's the thing with money. You can purchase an item without having to trade something you made. Make sure your seat backs are in their upright locked positions while I take us home. There's no place like home. Press the... Hey, things are looking up here. We've added another robot to the roost. Can you say sweet dreams?
Oh, Dotley, you do have a hero complex, don't you? Always wanting to save the world. Just to make you happy, the next mission will be even harder.
Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory. We really should start a mission.
Some people claim that human beings are the only animals who use tools. Plenty of animals use tools. Horses have been known to pick up a stick to scratch their backs, and chimpanzees use sticks to fish for termites hidden deep inside logs. What were mankind's first tools used for?
The first tools were hammers, screwdrivers, and wrenches. After all, people needed something to fix their televisions with.
Horrifying but true, Polly. Obviously, there were no TV repairmen back then, so clever humans invented hammers and screwdrivers to fix televisions on their own.
Please, you mean to tell me that televisions were invented before tools? How did people build TVs in the first place? With their teeth? We've got to get to the invention of tools before Polly goes too far. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Well, Boobly, I've sent Hank, the robot repairman, to fix things once and for all. Try all you want, but there's nothing you can do. I've hidden the following 4 clues, and I bet you'll never find them. A fingerprint, a bus, an iron, and a penguin.
Hank can fix anything. Where would I be without my weekly tweaking? We've got to find those clues and get 'em back so we can fix Polly for good. Careful now, I'm going to sense around here. What a drag. This floor is clueless. Let's go search somewhere else. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the professor's biosphere. This is convenient. There's another clue in the shrinking machine room. Shh! I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the music hall. Voila! Another mission clue is hidden in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. Feel like browsing through the virtual collection? Just click on the machine. Or go to the gallery in the back if you feel like creating your own work.
Well, Bootly, maybe you're smarter than you look. I have hidden one of the mission clues inside Daddy's virtual collection. What you have to do is figure out which of his great works of art I hid it in.
Give us a hint, Polly.
I have to travel to China to get the next clue. See you next year.
China? She's talking about a decorated bowl made in China.
We have to find the right work of art to collect the mission clue. Mrs. Beasley?
You are looking for a decorated bowl made in China. This vase from ancient Greece is This piece of decorated pottery is called porcelain. Porcelain was first invented in China. 3 mighty soldiers have been riding their horses around this bowl for 700 years. The Chinese bowl was made from porcelain, a fine kind of decorated pottery that is usually white and blue. Chinese pottery became so popular over time that China became our general word for any kind of dinner plate.
No. I interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this.
I can't believe her. Just when you think you've finished a mission, she throws another obstacle at us. No problem. You can figure this one out.
Polly put some of her father's best pieces from ancient Greece into this puzzle. When you put it together, you'll see works of art thousands of years old.
Now grab it. Looks like the door is locked again. We'll have to figure out the password to open it. Hey, Beethoven!
Please, I'm trying to finish the symphony, but I'll be here if you need help. Draw.
Great job!
Color.
Terrific! We're almost in.
Story.
Terrific! We're almost in.
Funny.
I figured out all 4 words. Now, can you unscramble the password?
Yes, the password is cartoon.
Hey, you got us in the door. Let's go. I hate to start this off on a sour note, but...
Polly! Very funny, Nutley. Now, if you want a mission clue, you'll have to play me this song. And I want it played perfectly, with feeling.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
The music is all mixed up. If you want to hear how it's supposed to sound, click on me and I'll play it for you.
To play the piece... Way to go!
This song is a little sea chanty from the days of sailors and pirates. They sang it every time they hoisted a sail.
And the beat goes on. Okay. Oh, yes! I'm definitely... There's not enough energy to lock... Okay, all sensors... We need more juice! Just put the correct batteries in place! Way to go! You've completed the first ring, but you gotta hurry. You still have to get through the second ring. Wow, that was fast! Now hold on tight! It's always so cool! Now back to saving the world. Okay, great. I've got a strong...
Maybe this one will get you to buzz off. Which animals live on the nectar produced by flowers? A bee, a potato bug, a ladybug. I knew you'd get that one. I wonder if any animals eat robots. Well, I figured that out. Why don't you chew on this one, Notley? Which animal only eats other animals? An herbivore, a carnivore, or an omnivore? I knew you'd get that one. This question's sure to tip the scales in my favor. Which animal balances itself on its tail as it leaps about on its hind legs? A zebra, a bat, or a kangaroo rat? Everyone knows that. Doobie, do you think you can answer this? Which animal drinks the dew that collects on its body? A beetle, a rhinoceros, a flying fish? Nice guess, but wrong. Only a bird brain would screw this question up. Which bird is smallest? A swan, an elf owl, an ostrich? I knew you'd get that one. You'd have to sink to new depths to miss this one. Which one of these is created when a river wears down rock and land? A mountain, a canyon, a butte? Yeah, so you got it right.
Mobilizer detect. Chromat. Spotted. Recorded. Sound of a bird pecking wood. Pecks sonar. Agri-sense. Worm locator on. A worm that grows to enormous sizes inside. Sift. Swarm ind. Plant analyzer. Foul. A snake that coils around its prey and hugs it to death. This is a boa constrictor. Desert sonar indicator. Land analysis complete. After millions of years.
Hey! All All right, you snagged that clue. Put it in your inventory so we can continue this mission. Okay, all set. Here we are, back at the Shrink-O-Matic.
Just let me know if you need any information about my darling specimens.
There is a mission clue hidden inside one of the specimens, Dotley, and it's your mission to figure out which one. So, here's your hint. Egbert is so full of hot air, he couldn't survive without it. You know, this specimen depends upon the wind for its survival.
Actually, I can survive without oxygen quite nicely. Another advantage to being a robot. Dandelion. Some people can... Happy trails!
Later! Yikes! That's it! Take the clue and put it in your inventory. Then, on to complete this mission. We should go to the time machine. Welcome back to the Wheel of Invention. As our current champion, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Just click the on button.
Don't touch that mouse. You're tuned to the most happening game show on Earth. It's Pollywood Squares with me, your happening host, Monty Monitor. Today's grand prize, the safe return of Hank, the robot repairman. Your first clue is a fingerprint. Use it to identify what you'll be investigating on your mission. No two fingerprints are alike. That's why 100 years ago, police in England became the first to use fingerprints for catching crooks. Fingerprints are the ridges on our fingertips. Why do we have fingerprints in the first place? Yes! The ridges on our fingers make it easier to pick up objects. If our fingers were perfectly smooth, everything would slip right out of them. Many four-legged animals grasp objects with their two front limbs. What don't humans do with their two front limbs? Right! People's front limbs are their arms, and people are the only animals that don't use their front limbs for walking. Even our closest relatives, the apes and chimpanzees, use their arms for walking. When humans first started to walk with their legs only, their hands became free to make things. What did humans make first? You are correct. Once humans started to walk upright, their hands were free to make better and better tools.
So it seems Polly sent Hank, the robot repairman, back to the time in history when tools were first invented. Keep going, you're doing great.
Your second clue is a bus. Next stop, the place where your mission will take you. On your left, ladies and gentlemen, you can see a bus. One of the world's very first buses was a sightseeing bus that drove tourists around the interesting sights of New York City. Who became famous for refusing to give up her seat on a bus? Yes, haha! Rosa Parks was riding on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, when a white man told her to get out of her seat. He thought he had a right to Rosa's seat just because she was black. When Rosa refused to budge, she became a hero. Rosa Parks helped to start a movement to treat everyone in America equally. What is that movement called? That's right! The Civil Rights Movement wants everyone in society to be treated fairly. That includes righting the wrongs inflicted on black Americans ever since the days of slavery. Where did many of the slaves in America originally come from? Yes! Africa is the continent that a large number of American slaves came from. Africa is an amazing place with a rich history and cultural tradition. Human life began in Africa, and that's where tools were invented.
You did it! Tools were invented in Africa. Keep going, we're almost there.
Your third clue is a new iron. The iron will lead you to the people who invented tools. An iron uses heat to press the wrinkles out of clothing. Before electricity, irons were heated up by placing them in the fire. A modern electric iron is each of the following except what? Correct! An iron helps you perform a task. That's what makes it a tool. It uses the power of heat to help you perform the task. That's what makes it a machine. But irons are no longer made from iron. Iron is a metal found underground in a mixture of metals and non-metals. What's that mixture called? All right! To get pure iron, you have to separate it from the mixture we call ore. Once humans learned how to extract metal from ore, they were able to make stronger tools. Which of the following early humans did not know how to extract metals from ore? Rock and roll! During the Stone Age, humans had not yet learned how to extract metals from ore. Stone Age humans made the world's first tools, but they could only make them from stone.
Okay, so Stone Age humans made the first tools in Africa. All we have to do now is find out when tools were invented.
Your fourth clue is a penguin. The penguin will tell you when tools were invented. Penguins are killer swimmers. Like porpoises, penguins can leap in and out of water when they swim. What kind of animal is a penguin? Nice job! Penguins can't fly, but they swim better than any other bird on Earth. Birds are the only animals in the world with feathers and forelimbs used for flying. Birds evolved from what animal? Dynamite! Ha ha! Birds aren't related to the famous flying dinosaurs named pterosaurs, but they did evolve from dinosaurs, believe it or not. When would you be guaranteed not to get stepped on by a dinosaur? T-Rexcellent! 2.5 million years ago, dinosaurs were long gone from Earth. But there were humans, and they were using tools.
We did it! We did it! We now know that Stone Age humans invented tools in Africa 2.5 million years ago. Hanky boy, we're coming to fix up this mess. Ready for another ride? Click on me then. Hold on. Okay. Stone Age man is about to invent the world's first tool. That took place in Africa millions of years ago. Let's check it out. Whoa! Hank the robot repairman is delivering a television to a prehistoric cave woman. She doesn't even have cable. Wait just 1 second. The world's first tools weren't made for fixing televisions. Hit that recall button before Hank changes channels on history. See? The first tools were used to help people prepare their food. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the... Hey, things are looking up here. We've added another robot to the roost. Can you say sweet dreams?
Plotley, Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot. Click on the inventory to start a mission. While I can see that there's a lot of fascinating stuff on this floor, I don't feel right enjoying myself when my robot friends are waiting to be rescued. Click on the inventory and let's start a mission.
In Greek myth, Pan invented the first musical instrument. One day along the banks of a river, Pan sighed a long sigh. His breath produced a sad sound as it passed through the reeds that grew along the river. With the reeds, he made a shepherd's pipe. There are countless musical instruments throughout the world. What kind of instrument is the saxophone?
A saxophone, eh? Well, it's electric, and you bang on it with sticks. And it's really, really big. Yes, that big electric drum-like thing that has always been one of my very favorite instruments. I adore Beethoven's Saxophone Symphony No. 3, don't you?
I sure do, Polly. Once again, you've pinned the tail on the donkey. The saxophone is an enormous electric drum set. Some of the world's most accomplished classical composers have paid homage to its electrifying beat.
Oh, great. No more saxophones if Polly gets her way. I love their mournful songs. Drums are nice, but we've got plenty of drums. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Oh, beat it, Motley. I'm sick of your whining. If you're so upset, try to find BongoBot, the robot I sent to take the wind out of the saxophone. To find BongoBot, first you'll have to find these 4 clues. A windmill, a birthday cake, a bone, and a seashell.
Not BongoBot, the 6-armed robot drummer. When he gets wailing, there's no stopping him, just like there's no stopping Polly. Time to find those clues or we're beat. Quiet now. I'm going to sense out this area. Great. I've got a strong reading in the professor's biosphere. Stand back now while I sense the place out. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the robot maze. Shh! I'm gonna try to sense this area out for clues. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the music hall. There's another mission clue in the professor's virtual collection. That's in the art gallery. Okay, you can look at some famous works of art in the virtual collection by clicking on that machine. Or you can click on the painting gallery in the back if you want to get creative.
Well, Bootley, maybe you're smarter than you look. I have hidden one of the mission clues inside Daddy's virtual collection. What you have to do is figure out which of his great works of art I hid it in.
Give us a hint, Polly.
Your back's against the wall. Without a clue, you're bodly in a spotly.
Against the wall? She's talking about a mural, which is a painting on a wall. Find the mural in the category Art That Tells a Story.
Polly hid the mission clue in a painting, so we have to display the right work of art. Can you give us a clue?
Find the mural in Art That Tells a Story.
Now,
this Egyptian wall was painted with pictures that told stories. This picture was painted 400 years ago, when people would have instantly known that it was telling the story of Saint Martin and the beggar. This Egyptian... You can always tell art from ancient Egypt because you only get to see the sides of people's faces. This is a wall painting or mural that tells a story. Can you figure out what the story is about?
Okay, since you're so smart, let's see you solve this. You didn't think I was gonna let you off that easily, did you?
there she goes again. You've played this puzzle before, so you should have no trouble this time around. For this puzzle, you'll need to create compound words. A compound word is one word made by joining together two other words. Of course the door is locked again. We'll have to get Beethoven to give us a hand with the password.
I'm not totally deaf, you know. Just let me know if you need a few pointers. Yo-yo!
Great job! You're better at this than I am.
Doll!
Great job! You're better at this than...
Truck!
You've got a real talent for this.
Some are made for ice, others are made for the ground. It seems you've created... Skate!
Well, you got all the words. Now to unscramble the password. Easier said than done.
You are right. The password is toys.
The door's open, and the crowd goes wild. Polly-o, 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 we're ready.
You cannot stop me. Play this song, Dudley. I want to hear it like it was meant to be heard. Click.
The music. This song is called Waltzing-a-Matilda. It was a popular song from the Australian outback, land of the kangaroo and the koala bear.
Goes on. No mission. I'm picking up a clue reading in the professor's biosphere. My sensors tell me that Polly's...
Now here's a sticky challenge. Which one of these is a small village made of mud and wood and stone? A township, a hamlet, a pueblo? Wait till next time. Don't let your poor mind wander now. Which of these people spend their lives moving from place to place? Nomads, tribes, or clans? Big deal, you got one right. It takes guts to answer this question. Which animal lives in the guts of other animals? A leech, a tick, a tapeworm? Big deal, you got one right. Don't get bent out of shape trying to answer this one. Which animal sings by rubbing its hind legs over its wings? A gecko, a hummingbird, a grasshopper? Wait till next time. Take a crack at this mind bender. Which house is made of dry mud? An igloo, a greenhouse, or an adobe hut? Big deal, you got one right.
Uncovered. Lifeometer activated. People found living in portable tents. They moved.
All right, you snagged that clue. Put it in your inventory so we can continue this mission. Let's move on. There's no mission clue here. No doubt about it. There's a clue in the robot maze. We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again.
You're so right, Botley. And this time it's not gonna be easy. Maybe you and your little friend should just give up now and go play with some of my old baby toys.
Oh, too bad. Poor guy. He's either really brave or really stupid. Now you can arrange the commands and... Great work! The robot reached its destination, and we have our object. Who's laughing now, Polly? Beautiful! We made it! We got all the clues, we've got enough invention points. Now let's go into the time machine. Click. Applause! Applause! Hey, you're doing great. Start the wheel a spinning by clicking the on button.
Welcome to Pollywood Squares with Monty Monitor. Answer all the questions and you, yes you, can save the world. Rescue BongoBot, the 6-armed robot drummer, and he'll give you a handshake you'll never forget. Your first clue is a windmill. The windmill will show you the subject of your mission. Windmills were once used for grinding up grain in a process called milling. Windmills perform useful work because wind has what? You're off to a great start. Wind is moving air, and moving air has energy that windmills put to use. Today, windmills are used to turn the wind's energy into electricity. What creates beautiful sound with the energy of the wind? Music to my ears. A wind chime will tinkle away whenever a breeze passes, thanks to the energy of moving air. Wind chimes are played by the wind. But which of the following is a wind instrument played by a musician? Well, blow me down. You're right again. Saxophones are called wind instruments because you blow into them to make music. The sax is made from brass. Its curved neck produces jazzy sounds.
So we're on our way to the invention of the saxophone. I'm jazzed.
Your second clue is a birthday cake. Make a wish and you'll discover the year when saxophones were created. You should cut your next birthday cake into 9 million slices. That's because you share your birthday with 9 million people. Before a birthday cake is sliced, everybody sings the words to the famous birthday song. What do you call the words to a song? Go tell it on the mountain. Ha ha! The human voice is the only instrument that can sing lyrics. Which group of music makers does not sing lyrics? Excellent! Orchestras are large groups of musicians who usually play classical music. The orchestra, as we know it, was born around 1600, 2.5 centuries before the saxophone was invented. When was the saxophone invented? Try adding next time. Impressive! The saxophone was first invented for military bands. Soon, all kinds of bands and orchestras were playing the sax. You've discovered the year of your mission, 1846.
That means Polly sent BongoBot 150 years into the past. Keep going. We gotta find out where she sent him.
The third clue is a bone. The bone will show you where in the world you have to go. The oldest musical instruments ever found were the bones of a woolly mammoth. 35,000 years ago, people made music by banging the bones together. The prehistoric woolly mammoth bones are most similar to which modern instrument? You're no bonehead! Whether you're hitting bones together or banging on a drum, you're playing a percussion instrument. A percussion instrument is an instrument that makes a noise when it's beaten or shaken. A drum produces a beat called rhythm. Which musicians move to the rhythm of drums? You're in step. And keeping in step is important for marching bands. Marching bands use drums not only to keep time musically, but to help them march. The saxophone was invented for a military marching band in a European country. Which country was that? Vive la France! France is a European country famous for fashion, art, fine food, and saxophones.
Oh no! Bungobot hates frogs' legs. Keep going. We have to get to France and save him from that froggy fate.
Your fourth clue is a seashell. Put it up to your ear and listen for the person who invented the saxophone. When you put an empty shell up to your ear, you don't hear the sea. You actually hear the sound of blood rushing to your ear. Some seashells make excellent trumpets. By blowing into a seashell, a musician produces what? That sounds right. When you blow into a shell, the air inside vibrates, and that produces musical notes. Stringing notes together in a pattern creates music. What do you call a person who writes music? That's right. Composers don't forget what they write because they have a special system for writing down musical notes. Which of the following is not a famous composer? You named it. Antoine Joseph Sax was an instrument maker who became famous for inventing the kazoo. Just kidding. Sax invented the saxophone.
Well, it's time to get jazzy. Dig. Bungobot's making collect calls on the saxophone. We better go before he hangs up on history. Ready for another ride? Click on me then. Hold on. Ah, yes. Paris in the springtime. Antoine Joseph Sax is about to invent the saxophone. Bon voyage! There's Monsieur Sax. He's showing off his new invention. What do you think Bungobot has up his 6 sleeves? Oh no! Bungobot switched instruments! The saxophone is now a loud electric drum set! Hit the recall button and save the history of jazz! That was close. Sax has his invention back, and we've got Bungobot. Now the world of music can develop real sax appeal. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back at the robot roost, and we've added another robot to the collection.
Plotley, Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot. Click on the inventory to start a mission. There's... What? You know, I just don't feel right playing around with the gadgets and games here when there are robots to rescue. Please, let's start a mission.
How's this for a throne? The world's first flushing toilet was invented 400 years ago for Queen Elizabeth I of England. Elizabeth liked the invention, but not the inventor. They had a fight, and he was banished from the kingdom. Talk about a royal flush. The first toilets were invented long before Queen Elizabeth sat on her throne. How did the world's first toilets flush?
Well, Miss Winkle, early toilets had no place to send waste, so the inventor decided to just obliterate the whole mess. You pushed a button and it exploded. Clean, simple, and sanitary.
I can't imagine how you came up with that answer, Polly, but you're exactly right. The world's first toilets required very little maintenance. Once you used it, all you did was blow it up.
Nature calls, and Polly throws a hand grenade in response. I'm sure the first toilets weren't invented for a single use. What a waste. We can't stand for this. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
The people who invented the first toilets didn't stand for it either. In any case, I sent Brunwella, the robot bombshell, to take care of this one. She's not easy to miss, but these 4 clues sure are. A diaper, a snake, a seagull, and a penny.
Brunwella the bombshell! But she's my girlfriend! Well, not really my girlfriend. Well, not even really my friend, to tell you the truth. Well, she doesn't even know I exist. Okay, but she will now. Let's find those clues and save my Brunwella. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the kitchen. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Great, I've got a strong reading in the professor's biosphere. Hey, I'll need some silence while I try to sense this area out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the observatory. We're on Easy Street. There's another clue. In the robot maze. Is it too much to ask for people to leave the doors unlocked around here? Well, we can figure out the combination again.
Oh, please hurry. I'm faint with hunger. Okay. Now.
You got the first lock. 2 more to go. All right, you got 2 locks. Just 1 more.
You multiply. Okay. Now the extra amount in the ones place, you multiply.
You did it! I knew Polly couldn't keep us out. We're in the kitchen again, and you know what that means. Robot buffet. It looks like Mort is mighty hungry. I guess it's time to put on our galoshes and start shoveling. Click on the feeding machine before he starts nibbling at my feet. Chow time! And Mort's ready to munch. So, Mort, what do you think will satisfy you tonight?
Let's see. Tonight I'm in the mood for some egg foo young. And please top that with some good soap, nice metal gears, super concentrated lemon juice, and salt.
Good thing you have a cast iron stomach, Mort. Now click on the on-off switch in front of the feeding machine, and I'll crank this baby into gear. Bon appetit!
Thank you. I must tell the other robots about your brilliant cooking.
Way to go! Man, that Mort can put it away.
For providing such a fine feast, here's a little tip.
Stow that clue in your inventory for safekeeping. We've got a mission to complete. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the professor's biosphere. Pick it.
This question was millions of years in the making. What do you call a rock that holds an image of prehistoric bird feathers? A replica? A fossil? A dinosaur? That was way too easy. Don't let this one blow you away. Which tree is shaped like an umbrella because of strong winds and nibbling giraffes? A cactus, a palm tree, an acacia tree. That was way too easy. This one ought to give you a charge. Which animal is cleaned by small birds? An iguana, a sea anemone, or a rhinoceros? That was way too easy. This question might be beyond your reach. Which animal has a tongue that is 1.5 feet long? A gecko, a giraffe, a boa constrictor? I knew you'd get that one. Rotley, you're such a lightweight. But see if you can answer this. Which animal needs hollow bones in order to move about? An elephant, a spider, a bird? Everyone knows that.
Folk. Osteometer reading. Found. flashing detected.
Great, you got the clue. Now click on it and put it in your inventory. Then we can get out of here. I think we should go to another floor. There are no mission clues here. No doubt about it. There's a clue. Uh-oh. I'm picking up vibrations that tell me that Polly's launched another one of the mission clues into space.
Get ready for a fun-packed thrill ride to the bottomless pit.
I think you know what to do. Click on the telescope and we'll get started. We've got to get that transmission out of the black hole's clutches. Otherwise, we won't get Polly's hint. Polly's hints are 6 radio packets big. And it looks like a shower. Nice shoot. Wait a minute. Great. You got another radio packet. All right. You got all the radio packets. Now we can decode Polly's hint. Back at the alien decoder, and it looks like Polly's hint is about to reach us from the black hole. See, the sentence is basically... Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. It seems a sentence is assembled. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! See, the sentence is basically... I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! I see what's happening. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! I see what's happening. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Okay, now here's the next piece of Polly's clue. I see what's happening. We have to... Way to go! You nailed the code!
Please don't laugh at me. I'm only a little bear with a little dipper. I don't scare anyone. Nobody is impressed by little old me. Everybody loves the Big Dipper more than me. I don't get any respect.
Way to go! The hint is unscrambled. Now we just have to go to the star chart and figure out where in the universe she sent our clue. You need to figure out which constellation Polly sent her father's spaceship to. Click on the star chart. Click on any of the constellations and this machine will take... Nothing... Hey. Want to try Ursa Minor? I have the feeling that's the one. It's in the northern hemisphere.
Ursa Minor is the little cousin of Ursa Major. Known as the Little Bear, Ursa Minor looks like a small version of the Big Dipper. That's why it's called the Little Dipper.
Hear that? You must be right. And here comes the spaceship.
We made contact!
All right, now put the clue into the inventory for safekeeping. Then head on out. The world depends on us. Okay. We're back at the maze again. See the box down there? Maybe Polly has put something in there again.
You're so right, Botley. And this time it's not gonna be easy. Maybe you and your little friend should just give up now and go play with some of my old baby toys.
It takes power to send a robot. We need more juice! Just put the correct batteries in place! Way to go! You've completed the first ring, but you gotta hurry. You still have to get through the second ring. Fantastic! You finished the second ring. Now hold on tight, because we're about to get a mega power surge! Neato! Now back upstairs to foil Polly. I think we... No. Nice going. You had him in the palm of your hand the whole time. I hope you're ready for more adventure, because we're ready to get into the time machine. Just click on the door and back. Okay, we've made it to the mission control again, and the time machine is waiting for our input. To complete the mission, let's head over to the Wheel of Invention, and quick! Applause, applause! Hey, you're doing great. Start the wheel a-spinning by clicking the on button.
Hey, kids, ready to save the world? Brunuela the robot bombshell is ticking away, and it's time for you to come to her rescue. As always, I'm your host, Monty Monitor, and this is Pollywood Squares. Your first clue is a diaper. It will tell you what your mission is all about. Did you know that some plastic diapers have a longer life than the babies who wear them? Diapers pollute the environment. What helps protect the environment? Good work! Recycling things like aluminum cans, glass bottles, and plastic helps to control the amount of garbage that pollutes the environment. Recycling helps to conserve what? You're a natural at this. Natural resources are things nature produces that help people live their lives. For the sake of future generations, it's important not to waste them. Which of the following uses up a natural resource? All right! Every time you flush a toilet, you use more than a gallon of water. You found what your mission is all about. Toilets.
Bernuello was sent back to the invention of the toilet? This could get interesting.
Your second clue is a penny. The penny will tell you when in history the toilet was invented. Start saving your pennies. It only takes 100 million pennies to become a millionaire. Which president is on the U.S. penny? That's right! Abe Lincoln led America through the difficult years of the Civil War. Many people consider him to be the best president America ever had. What was Abe Lincoln's occupation before he became a politician? Plowing. Good going! Lincoln went from an expert on laws to a maker of laws. There were no lawyers before the invention of laws. In which year were there laws that people followed? That's right! By the year 2000 BC, the ancient Babylonians had invented laws to keep order. In that same year, another culture invented the toilet.
We're heading all the way back to 2000 BC? I hope there are rest stops along the way.
Your third clue is a snake. The snake will show you where toilets were invented. Don't be afraid of snakes. Bee stings and lightning kill more people every year than snakes do. But if you're still worried, you should live in Alaska. There are no snakes in Alaska. Which other state has no snakes? Aloha! The entire state of Hawaii was formed by volcanic explosions under the sea. Hawaii is a group of what? Of course, an island is a body of land, smaller than a continent, but completely surrounded by water. Which of the following is also an island? Good guess! Crete is an island in the Mediterranean Sea. It was the island home of the Minoan civilization.
All right, one more clue to go and we're out of here.
Your fourth clue is a seagull. The seagull will show you where your mission will take place. The seagull is a hungry bird. If you ate as much as a seagull eats, you'd have to consume 285 pounds of meat every day. That's a lot to swallow. Which of the following do seagulls not eat? That's right! Seaweeds are plants that live in the sea. Some seaweeds can grow hundreds of feet long. They grow on rocks and on the seabed. Seaweed is commonly eaten by which people? Yes, that's right. Seaweed's popular in Japan. Japanese restaurants are helping to make seaweed popular around the world. Japanese people live on the islands known as Japan. Who lived on the island known as Crete? That's right! The Minoans lived on the island of Crete 4,000 years ago. they developed an advanced civilization with palaces, writing, and even toilets.
Off we go. It's time to stop Brunuela from flushing the history of the toilet, down the toilet. Well, this is it. The journey into time. Click on me to start the trip. The island of Crete 4,000 years ago. The Minoan people had built a paradise on Earth, but what we've got to find is the world's first toilet. It's Brunuela, the robot bombshell, and there's a Minoan guy. It looks like he just walked out of the, facilities. Oh no! Brunuela's gonna blow that baby up! Hit the recall button before the world's first toilet gets flushed to smithereens. Check it out! The world's first toilet was flushed by Mother Nature. The tides came in and cleaned the whole thing out. Pretty cool. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. Hey, things are looking up here. We've added another robot to the roost. Can you say sweet dreams?
So, Rotley, you think you foiled my plan by rescuing all those robots? Well, my test score may be 0 now, but there's still that extra credit question. And Miss Winkle says that extra credit questions always more than make up for the rest of the test. This extra credit question involves the origins of the universe. Now, we all know she's expecting me to discuss the Big Bang, but I'd rather discuss the Big Bot. Yeah, that's right. I think the universe started with a robot named Botley.
Me? But I thought there was, I don't know, mutual respect developing between us.
Save me the schmaltz, Blotley. Daddy programmed you to obey me, so I order you to march on over to the handy-dandy time machine and set those dials to way, way back, to the beginning of the universe.
But, Polly, the beginning of the universe would mean the end of me. You can't mean that.
You should never have tried to stop me, Plodley. I mean, I didn't deserve that big fat F on my test. No, I really had no choice but to send those robots back to change history so I could get the A I so richly deserved. The A Miss Winkle refused to give me. I know my father said I was never, ever under any circumstances to play with his time machine. But I know in my heart that if he were here right now, he'd say, "Polly, Miss Winkle robbed you. Now go out there and change the history of the world, you brave, brilliant, beautiful little girl." Uh-oh.
Professor Spark! Oh, it's so good to see you.
Hello, Botley. Hello, Polly.
So, how is the annual Time Warp Inventors Convention, Daddy? As fun as usual?
Yes, it was very informative. Very informative indeed. Funny how you think you know a thing or two about history, and then all of a sudden, it changes on you.
But, Daddy, I can explain.
I'm waiting.
Botley made me do it. He must have a faulty chip or something. I tried to stop him, but he was out of control. Oh, Daddy, I'm so glad you're home.
Nice try, Polly. But I think Miss Winkle might tell a different tale.
Oh, Daddy, Miss Winkle just doesn't understand. I thought she did, but she doesn't.
Fortunately, Polly, she understands enough to let you retake that quiz right now.
Hello, Polly. I'm so glad to give you this opportunity. Of course, because you took the test once, I can't give you the same questions. So I've made up another test just for you. I hope you've been brushing up on your Latin.
Latin? Latin? Oh, but Daddy!
Good old Professor Spark. Nothing gets by him.
You just wait till next time, Snotley.
Okay, Now that all the robots are home safe, feel free to stay and explore the mountain all you want. But don't count Polly out just yet. She could still show up at any time. All right, things are going well. That area way in back of me is where all the professor's time-traveling robots are stored. All right, things